Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. This is Allison Dwyer with CQG, and it's my pleasure to introduce Troy Wood. Troy is the Director of Trade Routing here at CQG and has over 16 years of industry experience. Today, he will be showing us how to use care orders to hedge your customers' orders in CQG. If you do have any questions during the webinar, please enter them into the Q&A window off to the side, and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. Without further ado, I will turn it over to Troy.
Thank you, and good afternoon, everyone. I just want to go over first of all, explain what care orders are. For those who don't know what it is, the care orders allows individuals who would have essentially two types of traders. So it allows for a user to send an order through to be cared for by someone else, essentially. So you have a user that may enter an order that can be set up by their clearing firm that all of their orders are placed as a care order. So when they place the trade, it will show up on someone using Integrated Client or QTrader that this order needs to be handled. So it would not be sent to the exchange. It's held and waiting. Someone there that is, it can be a desk or an individual, whoever, however you want to do it, would then either send the order to the exchange or cancel it or decide what to do with it. Even in cases, you can turn on the ability to fill it internally. So to show this functionality, I'm going to start displaying what it looks like. So you can use the user that is placing the trade as a care order can use any of the CQG products, CQG IC, CQG QTrader, the CQG Trader or CQG M, the mobile product, which is what I'm showing right now, CQG M for desktop. If the user that is receiving the care order, managing it, has to use the Integrated Client or a QTrader. And then to enable it, there's a couple of enablements which we'll discuss as we're going through and how that gets enabled. One is right off the bat, your account rep would turn on your CQG Integrated Client for the care order handling, and your clearing firm would turn on the individual that's sending the orders as care orders to send them that everything they place is a care order. And I'll show some other things as we go on. So just to kind of demonstrate, I'm going to show right now I'm in Corn. And this user on this account, they both have access to the same account. That's a must. They have to have access to the same one. We're going to place a trade. Put it here. Oh, let's change the size down. Let's make it one lot. Okay. Place the order. Now look over here. You see it's parked. That's the status of that order. Over here, it's also showing in the parked tab. The difference is on this one, this user cannot change this. It still says parked. Here, this individual can either cancel the order, acknowledge it, or do a care fill, and I'll explain that in a moment. So it's sitting there. If I want to acknowledge the order, I'm okay with it going. I send it. It gets now sent to the exchange, and it's in my working tab. Over here, you now see it as a working order. So the individual placing the trade sees it as working. I'll do another one. Oh, sorry, go back. So by limit, place it, parked, sitting right there. I can, if I decide to, no, I don't want that order to go through, cancel it. It's now a canceled order. Did not go to the exchange. Do another. I'll show you the care fill. Now, sending a care fill, why would someone want to do that? Now, what this does is I'll place one through, so we can just get one set up. Do it down here. Okay, parked, parked. I can elect to fill this order instead of sending it to the exchange. Why would someone want to do that? One reason might be if they are well, this order here probably we wouldn't want to do. Let's see. We would say, that's a cancel. I don't want to do a stop on that side. Send it here by limit. That's better. There we go. Comes in, turn on the care fill. If it is a desk, that's in this case is the grain order, they handle grain trades. Maybe that's coming from a grain operator or a farmer in some cases. It's coming into a desk, a hedge desk or somewhere. They want to manage these orders. They have grain. They may look at this going, wait a minute, I'm not going to just send this to the exchange. We can fill that internally. They hit the care fill and say, all right, I'm going to send the fill back to the customer. So he gets his fill. There's a pop-up. But that order never did go to Globex. It never did get sent to the exchange. They handled it internally. Of course, they'd have to have their own records where they keep track of that, but they manage it. Now, another part of that is they can do a cross-fill, we call it. Place the order, part showing here. This would be to do the other side of it. I let cross. My drop-down shows the list of accounts that I have access to that I can cross it with. I'll choose that account. And when I do this, is what it's going to do is it's going to fill my original order that this individual sent to sell one, but then this account I'm electing because he's going to do the other side. He has the buy. You hit OK, fill it. Here's my two fills. You see it's a buy and a sell, both sides of it. Both individuals got it. Back up here. One piece I should also note with this that's very important, when I place these trades, this individual placed the trade, it's sitting here. When I elect it and actually send it, activate it, it's sending to the exchange this individual's login, whoever's logged in on this one. So it's my TW control. This is the individual the exchange sees is actually placing the trade. So for Globex, it's the tag 50. It changes that because that's the individual that places the order. Now another piece of functionality we have is what's called auto activation. Now this would mean if the order is placed as a care order comes in, the one at the desk can elect to say, I want all of the orders coming in to go directly to go automatically to the exchange, unless there's some limit. Let's say it's a 200 lot limit or whatever the case may be. If it's under this 200 lot, I want it to just send it to the exchange. If it's over 200, I want it parked so that I can review it and decide what to do with it. That setting is done here in orders and positions. Set up preferences. Here's also where you turn on the column for the care fills. Some you may not want to do care fills. You just want to elect to send it or not send it. You can turn that on or off. Also, the FCM can control that to even give this user that ability to do it or not. The piece I was just discussing is right here, care orders, auto activation. You turn it on, and then they set how many seconds that that will sit in the queue before it's sent to the exchange. For regulatory reasons, we need to have some sort of, it's got to stop here and it has to show up on the control screen, the individual receiving the care orders, but they can control how long it sits there. Default's 2 seconds, okay? So you can see this how it works. Right now I have this set for, let me go into another screen and set that. I've got it set for the maximum order rate of 10, just for the this demo to keep the lots small and demonstrate it. Okay, so let me do that. Oops, go back here. Here we go. So let me place one. So this is going to happen fairly quick. What I want you to see is I'm going to try to toggle it back so you can see it as it sits there and it's going to disappear. So limit. This is a 1 lot order, so it's under my 10 lot limit, so it should just go right in. See, it sits there and it's gone. 2 seconds and then it gets sent to the exchange. Come back here and it's a working order. Now let's set something that's a little higher. 21. Rejected. Oh, position limit. Okay, so we'll have to do a different contract. Let's do something else. How about VP? I've been trading a lot on this and already gone over my limit. All right, let's do this one. Make it that's a 12 lot, that'll work. Sell it, place the order. See, it's parked automatically. Come back here and it's going to sit there. It did not get sent directly on. So I then can decide I want to acknowledge it, cancel it, whatever, just as the same functionality, whatever I want to do with it. But it did not get sent. So if I look at it, this is not what I want, cancel. Gets it out. Okay? Okay, I need to do less than that. Let's just do a 10 lot, sell it, place the order. It's going to go parked, and then go working. That's the exchange. And that is, in essence, the care order functionality on CQG. There's multiple uses for it. It can be used for risk purposes, that perhaps you want to review all the orders, or a risk manager wants to review all orders before they're sent on. It can be done with the hedge desks. There's multiple uses for it. So we hope that users can find this helpful. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Troy. We do have a few questions that came in. The first one is, what happens if the trader is logged off or away when the care orders come through?
Okay, that's a great question. If this individual, the TW control, is logged off and it's set to auto activation, the orders will queue up and park. Even though I have it set to say maximum order size of 10, the order is still just going to sit as parked because I'm the individual that's supposed to get them and I'm not logged in. So they'll just park up. When I log back in, I can then act on them.
Great. And another question is, what is the difference between parked orders and care orders?
Okay. Parked orders, as you understand, are already in the integrated client system of CQG Trader. What it does is you can elect, the individual place of the trade can say, I want to park this and hold on to it, but then I want to decide when to place it. So on CQGM, for instance, they might park it and say, okay, I want to send it now. Well, the difference with a care order is we're using the park functionality. It comes into the park queue, but the individual placing it, like this individual here, I can't control when I want to send it. It gets put in the parked until this guy, the control user, actually acts on the order. That's the big difference between the two.
Great. I don't see any other questions coming through, so that will conclude our webinar for the day. I want to thank everyone for joining us today, and thank you, Troy, for presenting. If you missed anything during today's webinar, you can view a recording on CQG's YouTube page or our website. And if you do have any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to your CQG representative. Troy, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, I think that's good. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. Have a good one, everyone.